This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video I've got the Häagen-Dazs cookies and cream for you. This is, as usual, a first timer for me. I've never had this before, but I had a few cookies and cream ice creams before, but they were, of course, from other brands. This comes right out of the freezer and is still part of this kind of quadriga of small pints that I got myself to try out. So let's get this opened up. Let us do not waste any time. Let's see here. Get this out of the way. Rearrange the packaging. So there you go. I've got a few sprinkles of this little cookie right in there. First impression is quite nice. I said that I just took it out of the freezer, and I've got to say it is very similar in texture to the previous small pints that we had during the last two videos. Very similar, although it seems to be a bit firmer, not as soft, not as creamy, given the temperature that it is sitting at. So give this a taste test right away. Let us not waste any time. I've got to say the first spoonful tasted very similar to the cookies and cream ice cream I bought from Aldi some time ago. Very similar. Maybe they all used a different kind of cookie and they all have the same or a very similar base. But let's see if we get some kind of aftertaste. So far so good, no aftertaste. The vanilla base ice cream does a very good job of delivering its flavor without hesitation and any backlash or recoil. Recoil, yeah, that's a funny new way to describe an aftertaste. Really is unwanted, and you try to avoid it if possible. Yeah, that really comes close. The color of the ice cream seems to be fine as well. It's not as yellowy, as beigey as the vanilla ice cream I had before, but it's rather neutral, not white, not like citrus ice cream or something, or just milk ice cream, kind of a yellowy tint to it, but overall quite nice. The little cookie bits, they're just dark cookies. There's nothing special to them whatsoever. When it comes to the overall taste of the ice cream, I've got to say I'm a bit torn in between saying it is very nice and in between saying it is quite boring. But then again, the cookies and cream ice cream theme has been, well, it has been in every shape, way or form imaginable already. It's been in ice cream pints, it's been in cones, it's been on sticks, it's been on tub, it's been everywhere. Everybody has done it. All taste very similar. There are some exceptions to that, but most of them use just vanilla ice cream. Take some dark cookies to that, and some dark chocolatey cookies, and well, they're done. And I've got to say, this is not really anything different, the Häagen-Dazs iteration of the cookies and cream theme. But I've got to say that it certainly is a brilliant execution of the topic itself. And I guess I have to acknowledge that. So when we think about cookies and cream ice cream, this right here is really decent. I've got no complaints in regards to quality of taste with this pint in any way. It's quite difficult to manage, but I tried to get some cookie bits on here. Let's taste those for themselves. But then again, it's quite difficult. They're so small and the spoon is so big and clumsy, so yeah. The cookies themselves taste very much like regular Oreo cookies, of course without that cream in between. But they are a bit heartier, if that makes sense. They're not as weird. Oreo cookies aren't really my favorites. They're nice with the cream in between, but if you just have the cookies, it gets quite dull quite quickly. These right here seem to have a bit more, like a hint more salt in them, and it a bit less sugar. It makes them a bit heartier, I guess. It certainly adds to the picture of the taste with this right here, so you don't have that overwhelming sweetness altogether. Value for money, of course, also a big factor in the ice cream buying decision. I've got to say, with the competition of flavors and themes that we've got in the today's like American ice cream world, I've got to say that cookies and cream ice creams really aren't cutting the cake anymore. They are quite dull. Everybody knows them. Everybody had them, like myself, from every company that makes ice cream imaginable. And I've got to say, not really my thing anymore, because it's just a bit dull. You know, you've had it so many times, you know how it tastes, you know how it could taste if you mix something up, but if it's just vanilla ice cream and some cookie particles in there, it really, you know, it is, yeah, it's a bit dull. Can't get around that fact. For €1.25, which is, well, calculated down what this costs. If they had them for $1.25 in the shops, I might go for it, but then again they would have other flavors, you know, of Häagen-Dazs in these small pints around, so I do not know if I would go for this one in that case. If it was cheaper, if it was like €1, maybe my brain would be tricked into getting this, but to be honest, in 2019, late 2019, we had everything, and cookies and cream remains the basis, the foundation of this adventure of mix-ins, but it isn't really the cutting edge anymore, and it hasn't been for a long time. Then again, this ice cream right here certainly is decent in taste, in texture, in consistency, and I said taste, right? I wanted to say flavor, yeah, but that's really very similar. Overall, it is very decent. No aftertaste whatsoever, just a decent ice cream. Yeah, really nothing to complain about when you take into consideration that this is just cookies and cream. In conclusion, after all the calculations and with most of this little thing finished, I'm coming to a rating of 8.5 out of 10. That is a decent rating. Like I said so many times in this video, it is nothing really special, but it is very decent at what it is, and that is really what a decent product is on about. Let's forget the marketing and all that. You have to have a decent product, then you can charge a decent price for it, and that's what they seem to be doing quite well. 8.5 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I'm going to see you soon, and until then, goodbye.